So, my name is Alicia McBride, and this is the very first episode of Empath Secrets Revealed. I came up with this idea about a year ago, and it's just now coming into existence. It took me a year to publish my most recent book, The Empath Effect. It took me a year to open a new chapter of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, the first one in Pennsylvania. And it's taken me a year to do this. So I guess it takes me a year to do things, to get things done. I am currently live in my Beginner Empath group on Facebook. And these questions that I'm about to answer came from members of this group. So if you're watching this from YouTube, the link to the Beginner Empath group is in the description. And if you're watching this from the Beginner Empath group, the link to YouTube is in this description. So if you would like your questions answered, please comment on this video, no matter which platform you're watching it on, and I'll be happy to answer it in one of the live episodes. So the first question comes from Ruth and Jenna. They both asked the same question, so this must be important, right? So they asked how you disconnect from someone after a relationship. So there are a couple of ways that you can do this. My favorite way to disconnect from anyone, anytime, is a cord cutting. I actually have a cord cutting visualization up on my YouTube channel. But a cord cutting is visualizing an energetic cord between you and another person. You can also do this between you and an event. So you visualize the cord between you and you see yourself cutting the cord in some manner. You can use a sword, you can use scissors, you can use an axe, you know, it can be anything. You can get out there with a chainsaw and cut this cord. I would recommend, when you visualize, seeing the size of the cord is proportionate to the size of the relationship or the issue or whatever. Like if this was a really close relationship and you need to cut this cord, I would imagine that it's a very large cord that you're cutting. And I wouldn't use like a small pair of scissors. I would use something much larger to cut the cord with. So cord cutting is my favorite way to disconnect with someone. I use cord cuttings all the time. Every time I connect with someone energetically, like if I'm sending an energy healing, or if I'm doing a reading, or if I'm just connecting with somebody else's energy, I do a really quick cord cutting afterwards, because otherwise I'll stay connected. For me specifically, I'll get psychic visions from this other person, in their life, and I don't need I don't need to keep that. I don't need to keep that. So I really like cord cuttings. I find them very effective, and I think it's a great way to disconnect with someone after a relationship. So thank you to Ruth and Jenna for asking that question. The second question comes from Candace. Candence, I'm sorry, Candence. She would like to know the signs of an empath, because she grew up thinking that there was something wrong with her. So there are many signs of being an empath. The biggest sign of being an empath is that you literally feel something from someone else. Like you feel it in your body as if it were your own, but it's not. It actually came from another person. You feel their physical pain, you feel their emotional pain. That is the biggest tell of being an empath. Other signs of being an empath: your depth of feeling seems endless. I feel everything. I feel everything. And I think as empaths, we have the greatest capacity for love. It also comes with the greatest capacity to feel sorrow. So there is that yin-yang balance. But I think that it's amazing that we have this incredibly beautiful capacity and depth for love. So your depth of feeling feels endless. Another really common sign of being an empath is that people tell you their life stories, and they will overshare with you frequently. This happens to me All the time, all the time. From in the grocery store to if somebody comes to my house, you know, like the handyman comes to my house and fixes something, and he's standing there telling me his entire life story and about his wife and his kids. And it's just, it's amazing what people will tell you. And I didn't prompt that. It just happens. I'm standing in the line in the grocery store, and somebody, either the cashier or another person in line just turns around and starts talking to me. Cool. I'm safe. I'm a safe space. I know you see my light. It's cool. So, another really common sign is that people tell you their life stories or overshare with you frequently. And I'll do one more. So another pretty common sign is that you struggle with addictions. Um, you uh, you struggle with some kind of addiction. It could be drugs, alcohol. It could be overeating, um, anorexia, binge eating. You are trying to either numb the pain, dull the pain, control the pain in some way. Um, because you're feeling too much. You're taking on other people's energies and you don't know that you're doing that. I say, a clear sign of an unaware empath is that your life is a hot mess, right? That's what my life looked like before I knew I was an empath. My life was a hot mess. Um, because you're taking on all of this emotion, and you're taking on all of these feelings, and you can feel literally the weight of the world. Um, and that's not a good thing. I promise that it gets better, and I promise that you can fix that. Um, so in the meantime, you may struggle with addictions because you're using that as a coping mechanism, to help you deal with everything that you're feeling. So those are the signs. How you can tell that you're an empath. Candence, there's nothing wrong with you. And guys, everybody who's watching this, there's nothing wrong with you. Um, I hope you know that. It took me a long time to figure out that there was nothing wrong with me. Um, and it was a journey on itself. So I want everybody to know right away, right up front, there's nothing wrong with you, and you are not alone. That is exactly why I created the Beginner Empath Group. That's exactly why I'm here, today, sharing these questions with you. Um, you're not alone. You're not alone, and there's nothing wrong with you. So the last question here today is from Francis, and Francis asks how to keep negative energy from affecting me and bringing me down. She says, I absorb everything and I don't know how to stop. That is another excellent question. Um, so again, I lean towards visualizations and meditations. That is my jam. That is my jam. So there are other ways to shield yourself or protect yourself, and ground your energy. But the one I'm going to talk about right now is a visualization. So I um, I would use a ground and protect visualization. So where I ground my energy first, connecting through to the earth beneath me, connecting to the earth center, drawing up energy from the earth. And then once I've grounded myself, I would imagine either a protective shield, or like I usually see the energy encompassing me all around my body. So um, uh, protection light coming around my body, above my head, below my feet, all around my body, back, front, sides, 360 degrees, encompassing, engulfing my entire body. This protection light. And you can give it a color, you can give it a texture, you can imagine it's a shield. You can picture armor, you can picture metal of some kind. So the possibilities are endless. I would do whatever you vibe with, whatever works best for you. And that's what you see, that's what you imagine protecting you. Um, because negative energy coming at you all the time and feeling it, it's overwhelming, and you don't have to feel it, right? You don't have to do this. It doesn't have to be this way. You can ground your energy, you can protect your energy. And um, quickly, another way to protect yourself is by saying no, right? Is by um, telling people in your life, setting clear boundaries, telling people in your life, like, no, I can't do this right now. Or, yeah, I would love to help you with that, but I'm just not able to do that right now. So, another way to protect your energy is setting boundaries, like physically in your life, and saying no. And you can go that route too if you don't really vibe with visualizations, or you can do it all. Um, I love visualizations and I love setting healthy boundaries. Um, so I hope that helps. So that was Francis's question: how to keep negative energy from affecting you. So that is all for today. So I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Empath Secrets Revealed. Today we went over how to disconnect from someone after a relationship. We went over signs to know that you're an empath, and we went over how to keep negative energy from affecting you. So if you would like your questions answered, please comment on this video, no matter which platform it's on, and I'll be happy to answer on the next live episodes or one of the live episodes down the line, depending on how many questions I get. So thank you for watching. Again, my name is Alicia McBride. This was the first episode of Empath Secrets Revealed. So more episodes are coming soon. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Healing Like Empath, and join my Beginner Empath group on Facebook to stay connected. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.